But being in a position, we've figured out that there is something else we can do. There are certain actions, there are certain areas in applications where you would like your user to reassure you that there's still this user behind the keyboard, that this is not like a malware control machine or an automated attack. So we thought we can do it. And this is like an example of certain resource that we would like to protect with more care. This is a very simple example of revealing contact. But you can imagine that it could have been a medical record of a patient, or it could have been a detail of a contract, or some personal data. And you want your users to be certain that they really want to do that action, and you want them to re-authenticate. So we describe that resource in Secfense. It's a matter of few minutes. I've skipped that on the video, but trust me, it's just a few minutes of describing the resource, and once this protective layer is in place, look how the experience changes. So if the user is trying to access that resource, he instantly is requested to tap on the security key. So even if his session was hijacked somehow, there's no way to get to this resource. The attacker could have been doing mess in this how to say, somewhere in the application, but not in this resource. And these actions are obviously logged and then can be examined for possible malicious usage. And we can extend that. So let's imagine you want your supervisor to be authorizing such requests. And it's again that easy, like changing one option in Secfense. And this time, if the user is trying to use his own security key, that would not be sufficient. So this time, no. And so this time he has to come get his supervisor and ask him to use his security key. And this time it should do. And yeah, and that's Secfense in a nutshell.